and we've talked about this in years past when the World Baseball Classic has happened, and Aaron and I are pretty much on the same page on this. We don't love when it happens because it happens, well, again, it starts tonight, right? And spring training's just kind of getting underway. Now, guys are going to be leaving their teams. That's not as concerning as when it comes to going and playing in the World Baseball Classic. Spring training, we were talking about this yesterday too, like it's a very different thing. And guys, teams, players, they ramp up kind of slowly. And you kind of get into regular season shape as the spring goes along. And you get ready to play really competitive baseball, which you really don't do in the spring. You're working on things, but it's just not as competitive as the regular season. And the stakes aren't as high. So when you're usually getting ready for that, now you're kind of thrust into competition for your country. And I think there's some level of concern about taking a guy who's usually ramping up and just throwing him right into competitive baseball and expecting him to do things that he wouldn't normally, especially the pitchers, right, that they wouldn't normally be doing at that level in the spring.
And then the question is, what's more disruptive? Is it more disruptive to play at the beginning in the spring and then go play for your country and then go play a grueling 162-game season? Or is it more disruptive when we're talking about what we just witnessed with Olympic hockey? Yep. The Lightning were rolling, the regular season's going. And
the Lightning might make the argument for hockey right now.
Right, and they're red hot, and that's why it makes sense, this conversation specifically for Tampa Bay, because the Lightning were rolling. They had a lot of guys going off in different directions for the Olympics. You had our coach going off to Team Canada for the Olympics, and then, of course, the tragic loss of his father afterwards. But the conversation here is, what's more disruptive? The Lightning came back, and they've been cold since they've came back. And I think they can get it together. There's a shorter ramp for them to get it together, and that can either be concerning or you could have more optimism there going, all right, they were stretched. Now there's not too much more playing time. They're not going to get overly tired, but they're going to have to put it together here and play great hockey. But on the flip side, Pat, to what you were talking about with the World Baseball Classic, disruptive in a different sense. All I worry about with the WBC, with the World Baseball Classic, is guys not getting hurt.
Yeah, which is similar with the Olympics, but it's just different timing.
Yeah, but the momentum, here's the difference, the big difference, momentum. The momentum is crushed in hockey, crushed. And this is why I support the World Baseball Classic more so, because I don't think it's as disruptive. Olympic hockey was electric. We needed it, we wanted it, we got it, and we got gold here in USA. But we're seeing the after effects with the team here in Tampa Bay. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. But Pat, when it comes to spring training, they haven't been with their team. There's no momentum. They're going to gel throughout the 162. I'm not worried about that. As long as they get through unscathed from injury, some of them even play better to start the season because they've gotten more intense baseball than the spring training slow ramp up.
The injury, as long as it's not, because season-ending injury, it doesn't matter when you have it, right? Your season's over and you're screwed. But outside of that, hockey having it as late as it is, like you could have a minor injury that impacts a good portion of the rest of your season, right? Something that isn't going to cost you the year, but is going to really hurt you for the stretch run getting to the playoffs. And that's the worst time to be hurt, right? You'd rather be hurt early in the season. So if you were to get a minor injury, less disruptive with Major League Baseball because you're going to be able to get back and get into the flow of things as long as it's not an extended injury, which they always tend to be in Major League Baseball. Sorry, with the Rays, I should say.
But it's a good point. I mean, like, you have a long time to get back. If you get hurt in hockey at the Olympics, there's not a lot of time to get back and to help your team, maybe get back for the playoffs. But then again, then you're trying to mesh and get back into form. Yeah. So I think what is more disruptive, and we'll ask you, 82945, start your text with DAE. You just witnessed it with the Olympics. Do you think the Olympics, Olympic hockey, is more disruptive, or do you think the World Baseball Classic is more disruptive, of course, for their respective sports?
I think it's going to be hockey overall because of the fact that it impacts such a more important part of the season. You know, I don't like when the World Baseball Classic happens, but I think as long as, again, we're taking injuries out of it, it's not impacting a more crucial part of the season, which this is for a lot of teams. So I think hockey, it makes it more impactful there.
I think that the impact coming back from it is, you can look at that as well. Like Junior Caminero, we'll get into that in a little bit, but you're going to see Junior Caminero lighting it up and coming back with this enthusiasm. what's happened to Hellebuck since he's come back from the Olympic break? Hasn't been very good.
And that's what I was going to ask you. And I'm not saying it's never happened because I'm sure it has. I'm sure somebody's gone to the Olympics and come back red hot off of what they did in the Olympics, right? But it was Randy Arozarena, I believe, a couple years ago that came back after having a really good World Baseball Classic and got off to a really fast start for the Rays, right? I'm trying to remember that happening with the Olympics. And I imagine partially because of A, the physicality of hockey, but B, again, it's the second half of the year. So you're not coming in with new energy, which is kind of what it felt like for Randy Arozarena, is that it was almost like a new energy. And he brought it to the Rays that year. Like he came in and he was hot, and it impacted the team. They were hot because of it.
Trying to think, I've seen it in hockey. I'm trying to think of exactly who it was and go back in my memory banks.
Tage Thompson's been unbelievable. Lit the bolts up the other night.
And he was unbelievable. And
got a huge
Celebrini,
boost
Celebrini, I think he had 4 points again yesterday.
Yeah, he's
that's
ridiculous.
Like those guys were incredible. Sorry, Celebrini, no gold for you.
Yeah, that's all right. We like that.
Yeah.
We like that around. I'm not apologizing to that guy or anybody in Canada.
Yeah, but
neither is Sam Cohen. He's flipping them off.
No, Macklin, and you can follow me on Instagram. I got a video for you on there.
What do you got for him? You got the FU clap bombs?
No, there's a video. I said some things about his country. Macklin can go check it out at 95.7 WDAE on Instagram. Macklin.
He's so good.
You think he's listening right now?
100%.
Oh.
He's like, what, 19, 20, loves sport. I mean, he's just kind of a guy's guy. So, yeah, I think he's tuned in.
He is unbelievable.
I think if you're a guy's guy in America, you're probably listening to the Pat and Aaron show.
I'm a guy's guy.
Exactly. So
well, you're not listening.
He's tuned in.
I'm talking.
You're in it.
I'm the guy's guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy's guy.
Well, you're not the guy today.
What do you mean?
Dave Hersey's the guy today. David Hersey's the guy today.
He's bringing in ribs for us, if you don't know.
Yeah, he's the guy.